So for today's video, I'm wanting to show you a recipe that has been in my family for a long time, as far as I can remember. Um, it was my great-grandma's recipe for peanut butter cookies, and I'm still surprised that I have not shared it with you sooner, but I'm happy that I found the recipe and I still have it. So, these peanut butter cookies, I almost call them sugar cookies, I don't know why. These peanut butter cookies are really amazing. They are super soft in the middle, they are crunchy on the bottom and on the top, and they just melt in your mouth. And they're super, super easy. Uh, they're just awesome. And you can make this recipe calls for two different sugars, brown sugar and granulated sugar. And if you have like dark brown sugar and regular brown sugar, you can mix and match between both of them. I've done it before and it still turned out fine. The dark brown sugar just made it more richer, so if you want a richer tasting cookie, definitely opt in for the dark brown sugar. But you can switch between dark brown and light brown, or put a mix of both. So it's whatever you want to do, it's whatever you have on hand. And again, I'm using all-purpose flour in this recipe because her recipe states all-purpose flour. You can use self-rising flour if you want to, because it already has a leavening agent in it. So you wouldn't need to add salt or the baking soda. It has baking powder and salt. So self-rising flour has baking powder and salt. This recipe calls for baking soda and salt. And if you want to use self-rising flour, by all means go ahead. Just omit the salt and the baking soda. So, enough talking, let's get started. Sitting down doing these videos, I don't like it. I like standing up, getting everything done. So I'd love to have a rolling island. If you guys know where I could find a rolling island, just to put in the kitchen and roll away when not in use, please link it to me, send it to me, whatever, because I would love to have one. Just be able to stand up and that way everybody would be able to see everything clearly. But anyway, let's get started on these cookies. So what I have in here is 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. So I'm going to put them in the bowl. And I have 2 sticks, or 1 cup of unsalted butter cut into cubes. That way it makes it easier. It makes it a lot easier to incorporate. And what I'm going to do right here is just cream the butter and sugar together. I should have showed you, but I'm using my Danish whisk. If you're making any types of dough or like anything and you don't want to have a messy whisk, or like get into all those really hard to reach crevices in a regular whisk, I suggest getting a Danish whisk. They are so easy to clean, and I think that they incorporate so much better. Or if you don't have a hand mixer or a stand mixer, get one of these. But if you do want to use a hand mixer or a stand mixer with this, go right ahead. You don't have to whip this butter and sugar for a long time. Just make sure that it is incorporated. So you don't really have to worry about over whipping, under whipping, or anything. Just make sure that it is incorporated. So let's incorporate these and I will be right back. Finished mixing our butter and sugars together. It should look something like this. It's kind of it looks like a dough, but everything is mixed in. It should look creamy and all that goodness. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I have 2 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla in this cup. I need not measuring cups, but like little serving bowls to make this look better. But all I did was put 2 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla and just mixed it up. And then I'm going to add it to my butter and sugar mixture. There we go. And then we're just going to whip this up again. Just make sure that it is incorporated. Alright, now that that's incorporated, it's gotten looser because it's got liquid in it. So, what I have here is a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm going to add this to 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And if you don't have all-purpose flour or baking soda or salt, you can use self-rising flour. If you use self-rising flour, just remember that you have to omit the baking soda and the salt, because self-rising flour already has salt and a rising agent in it. So yeah, but right now what I'm going to do, I have 1 cup of peanut butter. I got creamy peanut butter because the recipe calls for it. I've never made this with crunchy peanut butter, so I'm not sure how it would turn out. I'm pretty sure it would turn out fine, it'd just be crunchy. But if you want to make it with crunchy peanut butter, go ahead. So I'm just going to add this peanut butter in here. Do you guys love peanut butter? Or do you like Nutella better? I like both, but Nutella's a little bit too sweet for me. I know that a lot of people love Nutella, and so many people got on that Nutella phase a couple years ago. And it was like, it's the best thing ever. It's really good, but again, it's not good for you, and it's just a little bit too sweet for me. I like peanut butter. Peanut butter is just subtle and really good. So I'm just gonna mix this up. It's gonna be a bit sticky because peanut butter's not sticky, it's just, I don't know what the texture of peanut butter would be. It's smooth, but it's not sticky. Oh well, that's something for later. So let's mix this up. It's already smelling so good, guys. Oh my god. I wish you could be here. It is so good. So good. It smells like peanut butter fudge. I made so much peanut butter fudge last Christmas. So much. I made a killing off of it. And I didn't know that so many people loved candy for Christmas. Like, wow. So now what I'm going to do, since all this is mixed up, it smells good, and it looks good, I'm just going to add my flour and the baking soda and salt in batches. You don't want to add it all at once because it's going to be really hard, and you risk getting flour everywhere. I know that when you're using a stand mixer or a hand mixer, you want to add it in batches because flour will go everywhere. Same thing with this. Even if you're just using a whisk or a spatula or whatever you want to use, flour can still go everywhere because it's like there's little pockets on the side, and if you hit it, it'll go. I've done that before, and I've had to clean it up, and it sucks. But I found an easy way to clean up flour. Just get a wet rag. Get a wet rag and just clean it up like that. It makes it super easy. Like, instead of having to sweep it up, just get a wet rag, a paper towel, whatever you want, wet it, and then just like scoop it up. It sticks to the rag and it makes it so much easier. So yeah, I'll add the rest of this and I'll be right. Now that I've added in all the flour, here is what the dough should look like. It's very sticky. On her recipe, she said you can use 2 to 3 cups. So I used 2.5. I just went in the middle, and that always works out for me. With 3 cups, it just seemed a little bit too dry. The cookies were just a little bit too dry. So I met in the middle and just did 2.5 cups, and that always worked out great for me. But if you want a dough, like if you want to roll it out, you can use 3 cups or even 3.5 cups. But the dough will be a little bit dry, and if you like dry things, go ahead. But I like my cookies moist and melt in your mouth. But everyone's different, so do whatever you want. But your dough should look like this. I always scoop mine out with a cookie scoop. This is a small one. It's like smaller than an ice cream scoop. But I just do 2 scoops, scoop it like this, put it down, and scoop another one on top. And what I do is I like crimp it with a fork. Have you ever saw those peanut butter cookies that are like, they have like, how do I say this? They're like crimp with a fork. I'll put a picture right here just so you guys will know what I'm talking about and I'm not crazy. But my mom used to do it. I do it. It's just something that we've done, and I think it's cute. But if you don't want to crimp them like that, then you can just leave them alone and have them cook as is. They will look cracked on the top. That's perfectly fine. They look pretty like that, but you do whatever you want with your cookies because they're your cookies. But what I'm gonna do before I bake these cookies, I'm gonna wrap them up and put them in the fridge and let them chill for 30 minutes. Now, when 20 minutes is over, you want to preheat your oven to 350. And I will tell you more about that whenever I get my cookies out of the fridge. Now that my cookies have been in the fridge for 30 minutes, I've set my oven to 350. It's preheated already. I done that 10 minutes before like the 30-minute mark was up to take these out. Because the oven takes a little bit longer. Some people's might take faster. Some people's might take a minute. Mine takes like 5-7 minutes to preheat. Probably because it's an older oven. But well, so I'm going to take my cookie scoop. I have my pan here that I want to cook them on. I sprayed a little bit of Pam on there because I don't want them to stick. And what I'm going to do, scoop. And then I'm going to put another one because I want these cookies big. But if you want them small, you just do one scoop. And scoop. I have these all scooped. I want to show you how refrigerating your dough will make it harden up so that you can roll them. So remember how my dough was sticky and kind of hard to roll? Well, I've refrigerated it for 30 minutes and look, I can roll them into balls. It's still a little bit sticky, but it's a lot better than before. So refrigerate your dough not only to make the flavor better, but to be able to have pliable dough. That way it's much easier. And when I was talking about crimping with the fork, I'm going to show you that in a second. I need to space these out and make sure that none is going to stick together. Okay, let me get my fork. Okay, I have my fork here, and all I'm gonna do is look. One, do it down one way and then do it down the other way. Now look. It makes that cute little crisscross pattern. It's really cute, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just roll them into balls and then stick them in the oven. But you do whatever you want because these are your cookies. The crisscross pattern is not going to look amazing, but it's going to look cute. And I think I have enough room for one in the center. So I'm going to put one in the center. I'm going to put it in my hand first. It's not going to be as big because I don't want it to stick in case these spread out a lot. So my oven's preheated to 350. I'm going to set these in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until they're golden brown and they're really nice. And sometimes, like with cookies, they may not feel like they're done, but they are done. Just take them out and just keep them on the tray for at least 5 to 7 minutes and they will continue cooking on the tray. And I will show you what I mean by that whenever these are like fully done. What I mean. Okay, let me stick these in the oven. So I just took these cookies out. I've had them in the oven for about 11 to 12 minutes and they have gotten big. But what I wanted to talk about was, you remember whenever I said some people think that cookies are done, so they end up over baking them. Well, here's what I mean. Look. It still looks soft, doesn't it? It still feels like doughy, and it just feels like it's not done. It is done. It is brown on the sides. If you can see the middle one, it's brown on the sides. They are done. Just leave them alone and let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes, and they will harden up. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about because a lot of people, even myself included, You think that they're not done whenever they feel and look like they're not done, but they are done. Trust me. So yeah, let's bake the rest of these, and I will get back to you, and we'll do a taste test. I've got most of my cookies out of the oven. This whole batch made 22 cookies for me, depending on how big you want them or how little you want them. It may make more, it may make less. But anyway, let's do a taste test. I know that these are going to be so good. I got my cookie. Look, it's done, and it's still soft, but it's done. It bursts apart so well. Look. Ooh. I got my milk. Do you guys like to eat your cookies with milk? I know some people don't like milk. My mom including, she does not like the taste of milk. But I love it. I could drink it every day. But anyway, let's go and get this done. How long do you like to dip your cookies in milk? I like to dip mine for a while. I don't know why, but I've always done it since I was a kid. So. So good. So delicious. It makes me feel nostalgic because it reminds me of my childhood. Mom would make these all the time, and they're still good. They're still as good as ever. Let's take one last bite. Absolutely delicious. So soft and crunchy at the bottom, crunchy at the top, and it just melts in your mouth. So good. So I really hope that you guys like this video. I'm not sure how often I'm going to start posting. I may stop posting completely until we get our own apartment. That way it's going to be easier for me. I don't have to wait up until people are gone or in bed so I can make videos, and I can make videos whenever I want. So that's what I might do. I'll let you know on my Facebook page. My Facebook page will be linked down below in the description. So I'll let you guys know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you make these cookies. Let me know how they turn out. If you have any problems, just message me on my Facebook page or on YouTube, whatever you want to do, or leave a comment with any questions you have. I hope you guys have a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye guys. Happy baking.